Y'all, like, when I tell you relationship goals, I love the series, the devotional, the book, the study guide. Like, if you know me, you already know that I love Michael Todd. But baby, when I tell you, Michael Todd always say, oh, the Bible is the book that reads you back. This read me back, okay? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Aisha and I'm back with another video. If it's your first time joining my channel, welcome, and if you've been rocking with me, welcome back. Today I am doing my first ever book review on my channel. I've never reviewed a book on my channel before, and I'm so excited that it is Michael Todd's Relationship Goals. Matter of fact, let me not just say relationship goals. This is Michael Todd's Relationship Goals, how to win at dating, marriage, and sex. And when I tell you guys, like, I'm not even kidding, like, I loved his original series, like his sermon series of relationship goals. I'm currently going through Relationship Goals Reloaded. I knew without a doubt I had to get the book. Like, when he was dropping a book, I was like, sir, like, you knew what I needed. Like, you knew what I needed, okay? And so this is what this video is gonna be about. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you have read the book, if you want to get the book, if you've heard about the book. Like, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, because I promise this review is not going to disappoint you. And my hopes is that by the end of this review, like, before you even get to the end of the video, you're on Amazon, you're on Target website, Walmart's website, whatever's website, to order your copy of this book. Okay, so just to give a little backstory of the book, how it's laid out and stuff. From the beginning, he's like very introductory and is sharing like a glimpse of his life prior to him getting with Natalie Todd, which of course is his wife. And just how he was, like, growing up, his childhood. We got a peek into his childhood, how he was brought up. He talks about, how he had an addiction to pornography, like things of that sort, and how he was basically living outside of what God designs relationships to look like. And then the book kind of goes into a transition. Starting from the second chapter of Before the Person, which aligns with his Relationship Goals series set, which I really encourage you guys to go check out that sermon series, because it's basically cohesive with the book in a sense. Some of my favorite pieces of this book was just the way that he broke things down and gave us like a complete visual of ways that we need to check ourselves and how we've been doing relationships and how we need to prepare our state, and some of the things that really drew me into this book was just the way that he laid it out, the way that each segment of the book is relative to somebody, really, despite the season that you're in, whether you're single, you're dating, you're married, you're not married, you're in a situationship. Like, every chapter, every breakout of the text, it really aligns with somebody in their whatever season of life that they're in. And I was very, very thankful for that, because as a single Christian woman who's wanting to do relationships the right way, I'll say that, like, the right way, it's kind of refreshing to see something laid out to kind of keep us encouraged, keep us motivated, keep us intentional about relationships, friendships, any of the relationships that we're in. A lot of the things in the book were not foreign to me, because over the years, me personally, I've grown and kind of did research of my own, and his initial series set that helped me a lot, okay? Like, that really helped me a lot. And it was a few years ago when I started digging into why intentionally dating is important and not recreational dating. And so just, I guess, like, some of the things that really resonated with me is how our past relationships and the things that we go through, the experience that we see, the couple goals, relationship goals that are a part of the culture, I guess. Like, cultural relationships should not be what we're idolizing, what we're, you know, desiring our own personal relationships to look like. And I know it's easier said than done, but a lot of people, believe it or not, get caught up in other people's relationships, and it's like, dang, I wish I had that. Dang, I wish, you know, my man bought me this, or I wish, you know, I had to do with all the money, and just all this type of stuff or whatever. And honestly, you should be your own relationship goal. And my relationship with God, that's always gonna trump like any relationship that I have. So I already know that I'm on the right track with that, because one of my favorite chapters of this book was called The Triangle. And the equation that chapter is founded on is 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. So he kind of like, you know, made a little joke in the book that, you know, if we go back to math class, you're probably like, wait, 1 + 1 + 1 does not equal 1, it equals 3. But no, so the way that he broke out the triangle, I'm gonna take a picture and insert it. So you have God at the top, one whole man and one whole woman who's connected to him. Okay, so that's how the triangle works, and that's why he said 1 + 1 + 1, because because one whole woman plus one whole man plus God equals a healthy marriage. And that, I don't know about you, this is what I believe, that is the end goal for me. Like, that is what I will not settle for less for, because I desire to have a healthy marriage, a marriage where God is at the center and the foundation of my relationship. So along with that, we kind of shifted into the end of the book, and this is where we kind of got to hear from Natalie Todd, going back and forth. It was like kind of going back and forth between him and her, discussing what women need in a relationship and what men need in a relationship. And so the 3 things that she said that women need, which I totally agree, like no arguments here, I was like, yes sis, yes. Okay, so the 3 things she said that women need in a relationship is security, affection, and communication, versus what Michael Todd said men need is honor and respect, support, and sex. Now, it's kind of like, how do I even want to say this? I definitely think that the men's side versus the women's side, like, of course both partners are gonna say that, you know, okay, just because these are what women need out of a relationship doesn't necessarily mean men don't need those things. And just because what was said that men need out of a relationship doesn't mean that women don't need those things. Okay, but it's just more of a these are more priority needs, I'll say, for the men versus the women. Now, getting into some of the key takeaways from this whole men's needs versus women needs, I could honestly say that I'm speaking as a single person, okay? Me as a single person, there are a lot of things and a lot of areas that we can use this single season, this time, this period, this waiting period, to be working on these things in ourselves or whatever, so that we can add value to a relationship when God sees fit that we're supposed to be married, or our spouse is supposed to discover us, whatever the case may be. Now, for men needing honor and respect, support, and sex, like, as a woman, you're probably like, yeah, I need that too. Like, I need that too. But taking into consideration that men hold the responsibility of leading their wives and basically kind of like making decisions. You know, I know you guys are familiar with the scripture that, you know, wives are to submit to their husbands. That is mainly where that honor and respect piece comes into play, because as a woman, as a wife, like, we're gonna have to make some sacrifices, you know, like, we're gonna have to make some sacrifices if our man is being led by God and stuff, and he believes that there's a specific decision that should be made for, you know, y'all's relationship or the family and things to a certain extent. Like, that is where that honor and respect piece comes into play. And I'm not gonna get too deep into this topic or whatever, because I am only speaking from a single woman's perspective. But I might even, I don't know, figure out some way where I can get feature a married person onto my channel. Most likely would be my best friend, because like, yeah, but just to hear her perspective and stuff from a married woman's standpoint as opposed to me who's just single. But ultimately, like, this book was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I actually did it with I don't even know how many girls, but we have a group message that was started by my friend Lexi. Over 90 women, over 90 of us in this group message. We read this book together. We had Zoom calls. I didn't make all of them, but we had Zoom calls on a weekly basis to discuss the book, to discuss the sermon, for Relationship Goals Reloaded at the same time. And it was just such a rewarding experience for me to not go this journey alone, because if you're unaware, at the same time that the book was released, he also released this study guide. Wait, if it'll focus. Okay, I don't know, but yeah, along with the book, when he dropped the book, he dropped this study guide as well. And the questions in here, it really challenges you to take an inside look at yourself, self-reflect, and take a step back on how you perceived what you read and how you're going to interpret it and how you're going to apply it to relationships going forward. And that doesn't mean just intimate relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, that sort of thing, but relationships in general as well. And that's what I really loved about this book, is that it could be applied in so many different situations, so many different scenarios, and ultimately was drawing me closer to God and making me do the research and figuring out ways that I can better myself and improve myself so that I can be the ideal wife when my spouse, whenever he decides to find me. So yeah, I love this book. If you are not familiar with Michael Todd, like, please check him out. Like, check him out. I'm pretty sure you will not be disappointed. And yeah, I just thank God for his obedience with this, because he said countless times that he never in a million years thought he would write a book. Okay, and so from God giving him Relationship Goals a few years ago, that series is basically how he went viral pretty much for the most part, because before Relationship Goals, before that series, he wasn't nearly as known as he is today. And so that series like really blessed my life. I encourage you guys to watch it. And then after you've watched that series, go ahead and dive into Relationship Goals Reloaded, which started probably like a month ago. Like, it started right around the time that the book released. Like, the first part started, and then I think the book came out a couple days later or something like that. So yeah, that is definitely bingeable, and that's not a word, but yeah, it's bingeable. Okay, like, y'all can sit on Netflix and binge your favorite shows. Like, go ahead and binge this series. Go get the book. I got mine for $15 on Amazon. I'm not sure if it's the same price, but whatever link that I can find for you to get access of this book, I'm gonna put that down in the description box. And yeah, like, yeah, thank you, Michael Todd. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to your beautiful wife, Natalie. Like, I love y'all. I've met them, y'all. They are amazing. They are just as amazing in real life as they are on his sermons and videos and all this stuff. Like, they are such great people. I love them. And yeah, I thank God for them. Like, seriously, that's like my virtual pastor. Like, I'm not even kidding. And the last thing that I want to mention to you guys is one of the scriptures that he included in the end of the book, like in the conclusion portion of the book. And it's actually a scripture from Romans 5:20, stating that where sin abounds, grace abounds much more. And he was speaking to that just because It's all about progression and not perfection. In relationships, we're gonna make mistakes. We'll probably have sinned. We're probably gonna sin again in the future, but that doesn't mean you give up and you throw the towel in, because there's always another day that you are gonna wake up and you get on the right track. Okay, so yeah, I encourage you guys to keep God first and at the foundation of all of your relationships, your friendships, everything, and wipe your hands of things that you know you're not meant to be in. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for your constant love and support. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.